Hey guys, welcome to a tutorial about how to use Tombow brush markers in a cheater way to make beautiful calligraphy. Now, I have practiced doing calligraphy and hand lettering, and while I've gotten better, I have not mastered it by any means. It's not easy to use a brush to letter in the way that you would as a hand letterer. But for my Bible journaling, I've come up with a little bit of a cheater way to be able to still blend and get the look I'm going for without needing as much dexterity and the muscle memory that hand lettering includes. So if you're looking for an easy way to get beautiful hand lettering, then this is the tutorial for you. So we're going to start with the verse from Proverbs 4 that says, "Above all, guard your heart." And what I've already done is I've already gessoed my page. Now this is really important, at least in my experience, for doing Tombows in your Bible, because when you don't gesso the page, the Tombows, because they are so inky and a wet brush ink, they seep through the pages really easily, especially as you try to blend. If you're just gonna write with them, I don't usually have a problem with the bleeding. But as I try to blend it and add more water and more of the ink and the pigments, then I get that bleeding problem. So if you want to use Tombows, I highly recommend that you gesso your page. The second thing is I'm going to be using the colors from the January Monarch box. And these are beautiful sunset colors. And what I've already done is use these same colors to create a background for my page. All I've done is just draw or put some of the ink down, and then I've blended it out to just create a little bit of a background. But I left the middle of my page blank because if you're blending with the same colors, you're not going to see them. So this is where I'm going to do the majority of my writing. So let's start with the lightest color. I'm going to go with the yellow. The key to making hand lettering look hand lettering and more like calligraphy is to thicken the downstrokes. So what we're going to do is just lightly, we're really not going to thicken anything even though you're using the brush, write in the verse the way that you want your calligraphy to look. So you can use any type of font you want. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and use a large G and then just a typical cursive for the rest of the word. So I'm going to stop there. And then what I'm going to do is go back and just add a line for the thicker downstrokes. So as you can see, as if it goes up, it's going to be nice and thin. And after I color this in and blend, it's going to be thick for this downstroke, thin for the upstroke. And then I'm going to thicken this downstroke with the same thickness distance between the two lines, like that. Don't worry about perfection, because when you're blending, you'll be able to work out the details. Okay, so now that I'm done with the first word, I'm going to go ahead and work with the blending so that my markers don't get too dry. Generally, Tombows are very forgiving, but I do want to just be careful. So I'm going to go through and do about the first third, the top third with my yellow. You can use any color you want. And I'll go ahead and finish the G, about the first third of the line that you're trying to color in with your lighter color, and then come back with your darker color and come up to almost touching, like that. You can go over some of that line that you did so that the entire outline isn't all one color, but at least that lighter color gave you a guide. Then if you happen to have one of the blending brushes from Tombow, you can use that. If not, I've had just as much, if not more success from using a paintbrush, a fine tip paintbrush with a little bit of water on it. it'll have the same effect. So what you'll do is you'll start to pull this pigment down, like the yellow I'm pulling down and the pink I'm pulling up just from the center so that it blends together. And just keep blending and keep working with it until I'm happy with the result. Coming back through, I'll do the blending, working back and forth, pulling pigment up and down until everything is well blended right in that area. There we have it. So I have the first letters done for the first word. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and write yours smaller. And what I wanna do with this is use the fine tip end. And the reason for that is because I'm not confident enough to do the fine lettering with the brush tip. If you are, awesome, use whatever is good for you. But I'm gonna use this tip. And then I'm gonna go back and do the same thing with the word heart. So I've written my word, and then I'm gonna come back with the brush tip and fill in about a third to a half of where I want the yellow to stay. If you are a true calligrapher or hand letterer and you're watching this video, you're probably cringing at my lettering. And I apologize for that, but I am working to the best of my ability and trying to get better, and that's all that matters. I enjoy this, and I hope that I can inspire people to embrace the imperfection and just try something new, because it can be really exciting and satisfying to see your work and your art in your Bible. But even more so than that, it's more important even to just spend time with the Word. And I know that my lettering isn't perfect. I did run out of room here, but you know what? That's part of the whole experience. Nothing's perfect except for God, and that's all that matters. So to recap, you thicken the downstrokes, and then start with your lightest color, working in the darker color, and then blending them together. But for now, go ahead and try this. And if you do, please tag me on Instagram and show me your hard and beautiful work that I know that you are going to be able to do. Do your best and spend time in the Word. And I hope that God blesses you all. Check out my website at monarchbiblejournaling.com to get these exact colors and more. Thanks for watching.